How many people do you have to write to in order to get one client, roughly?
10. And then there's LinkedIn, which I have a very solid outcomes on LinkedIn with my B2C, my B2B strategy. It's really, really effective. It starts, just being a real person and not sounding like a robot. Number one, I mean, that's really what I teach when I'm teaching my workshops and I'm going into branding and talking about that. I talk about authenticity a lot. Like, it's really, really important to me. Story is really important to me. So when I'm reaching out to people, it's, always based in story. I like to really keep on that. So when I'm going to be fleshing out my training program to get new affiliates, it's going to be very similar to a course that I'll be launching at the end of February that's based in my narrative identity marketing strategy. So again, word of mouth, LinkedIn, obviously basic funneled strategies like having landing pages and capturing emails.
How would you go get clients on LinkedIn? Maybe you can give that strategy a bit step by step if you would start out.
Yeah. So first of all, I would like to ask you a question
Sure.
because I'm intrigued because obviously your bread and butter is lead generation.
Yeah.
And, I myself can always find ways to automate things. I mean, that's my main thing now going into 2017. I'm thinking of different ways to more heavily automate my process while not negating from the core, I guess, code of ethics, I guess you could say, that I like to work under. People really respond to the human touch. So that's my strategy. Long story short, it sounds so anti-techy, but that's the thing. That's why people respond, is when I reach out to people, and I don't know if you're familiar with Neil Patel.
Yes.
You probably are, yeah. He's amazing. So, I mean, a lot of what he teaches as well is like when he's reaching out, he, emphasized the importance of reaching out to people in a human way, right? And that's so true. People are getting messages and inundated on LinkedIn or any outlet, Facebook, Instagram, especially Instagram these days. It just drives me insane. Like, you can't, sometimes I can't with it. It's like so rote. It's clear that the copying and pasting, and you know what? You can copy and paste your message, but you have to make sure your message that you're copying and pasting sounds as authentic as possible. And that starts with saying something about, I noticed that you're doing some great things this year. It's really great to be connected. However, I'd like to chat more regularly. What are you up to? Asking questions like that. What's new? Just here's a quick snapshot of what I'm doing. And if there's a way I can support you in any of those areas, please let me know. I hope you're well. And then you can copy and paste that over and over, but you want to obviously change the person's name. It's not super automated, but it's automated. It's, set up enough to where you could send 50 messages like that in an hour. And if you just spent 2 hours a day sending these types of messages that are based, that are authentic and, include a new person's name, you're looking at, between 50 and 100 messages a day. I mean, I recommend highly that everyone who is looking to build a good list on LinkedIn not just work within their connection group, but also think about building 3 different lists in Sales Navigator. I don't know if you're familiar with LinkedIn Sales Navigator.
No.
No? Okay, so LinkedIn has several different premium offerings. They have the basic premium account, which is supposed to enhance your network, and then you can send in-mail to people outside of your immediate network, so outside of your first and second connections. And then you have the Sales Navigator, and then you have another type of premium account that is great if you're a recruiter and you're trying to recruit people to come into your organization, your business. Now, if you're interested in lead generation, Sales Navigator is it's a gold mine. Because what you can do, say you're a digital marketing agency, you're wanting to reach other digital marketing agencies, or you're a digital marketing agency wanting to reach customers. Which one or both?
I want to reach other. I mean, ideally, if you can describe that, a digital agency, let's say this is our subject here, a digital agency wants to reach new customers. How would you do that in LinkedIn?
Okay, so first, as a digital marketing agency, think about at least 3 target groups, 3 main target groups, and think about your own network as well. I mean, I suggest always starting within your own network because why the hell not? Why don't, you have connections there, you may as well milk them. Starting there and seeking out, at least choosing, it's overwhelming to have like a bunch of different niches. Again, as I said, I have a lot, but choose just three to stick to. Say you work with um, writers. Say a lot of writers come to you to get their websites done. And you've noticed like this is an ongoing trend. So you want to reach writers and you want to reach entrepreneurs with startups themselves because obviously they need websites, they need lead generation, blah, blah, blah. So you're like, okay, let me reach out to the new entrepreneurs and then let me reach out to, let me think of one other one. I'm going to say realtors. Organizen has a lot of realtor customers, like a lot. It's kind of funny. So you're on your connection base. First, you can go into the homepage of LinkedIn. There is I wish I had like a PowerPoint to kind of break this down. It would be really great. At the top, you can do an advanced search in your connections. So you can use keywords to identify people in these three groups. Or you can choose on select titles, right? So, okay, I want to find the authors. So I'm going to look at author, or I want to find CEOs of new companies. And then if you want to include a search term that was going to relate to people in tech specifically, then you can type in tech. So that's how you can search for people within your own network. If you're to purchase a Sales Navigator subscription, that's a little different because Sales Navigator actually it opens up to an entirely different LinkedIn, while your main LinkedIn, your regular LinkedIn, still remains open. So there you can build out many lists. It doesn't have to only be three, but you can build out 3 lists based upon those groups I just mentioned, using titles, using keywords. If you want to be within your own city to start, which I always recommend, because what if the person you're dealing with wants, or the company you're dealing with wants to meet in person? If you're just starting out, try to keep it as local as possible. And then as you grow, you can start to expand into other cities and into other markets. So it's really about the search terms. Sales Navigator, to reiterate, is awesome because you can get outside of your network. And you have to pay for that, but it's worth it. Because already I was making a list the other day for a client that I'm going to be helping her get media placements for TV shows and stuff like that. I do a little bit of light level PR. So I'm like, all right, let me create a really cool list for people who have their own show. And oh my God, even in LA, it's huge. I mean, granted, some of these people might not have good shows, but it's a lot. And it saves you time because if you don't have a premium account, if you don't have Sales Navigator, you have to just add a bunch of people as connections. And it's hard sometimes to add people who are outside of your network because they might not always respond. So once you have your lists created, that's when you start to create your outreach campaign. I would suggest tailoring your message according to niche. So if you have the authors, create a message for the authors and change the name every time. You want a message for the entrepreneurs, do that. But make it as authentic as possible. Do not send like, hi, my name is blah, 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 and I'm with X Digital Marketing. I see that you're doing this. I want to offer you this service. It just sounds like robotic and it's annoying and I hate it. And I will delete it if I got it. Just saying.
What are the messages you normally write?
So, as I mentioned earlier, the message I normally write is, hi, like I just stumbled across your profile and you're doing a lot of great things. I'd love to connect and learn more about what you do. You might have seen my profile already, but I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I'd love to collaborate and see how I can possibly, best support you in your journey. That's usually what I say, all the best. So I like to come at it from a very human level because honestly, at the end of the day, I'm not just trying to make money. Like I'm trying to make a big impact. I really care about people, care about making a difference. The clients that I work with, almost all of them, if they don't realize it already, I will make them a change maker and I will help them make an impact in the world and their community. If they don't know it, they're going to figure it out. I will make them know it. We can all do this together.
What is the typical response rate you get from LinkedIn from these type of messages?
I'm going to say probably 60 to 70% I get responses from people that I'm sending messages like that to.
That is super high.
Yeah, it's very high because it's human.
How many people do you have to write to in order to get one client, roughly?
10.
That's a pretty good rate then.
Yeah. I mean, to be quite honest with you, it's like things have been really busy lately, so I haven't had a good amount of time to get back in my LinkedIn groove, but I mean, that's one of my 2017 goals. But I mean, another goal is to build, to come at things from the more automated side and build a sales funnel wherein I'm offering something cool. Like that's another great way to generate leads is to offer something cool, make a small ebook or a blueprint of something and offer it to people. Create a landing page. There's lead pages, there's ClickFunnels, there's a lot of places where you can do this. It does take time, but it's worth it. It's a great way to build out your email list.
Why are not people using LinkedIn more? I mean, if that's a super secure way to get customers.
Because they think it's time consuming. That's why. They think it takes too much time. That's the thing. I mean, that's what I hear from my customers and clients. I ask them, why aren't you using LinkedIn? Oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. I mean, that's like the biggest excuse.